Hi, this is Marvelyn Brown with In a Word Business Services, and today I'm going to talk to you about a little tidbit in Google Analytics that I found that I think is really going to be helpful to you. So, and if you use Google Analytics at all, you know that you get some great reports and some great feedback on your website. If you're not getting feedback on your website, and what I mean by feedback is data, so how many visitors you have, how many people are bouncing when they get to your website, how many people are, how deep they're going into your website, how many pages they're looking at each time they come to your website. Those kind of numbers will give you feedback on how well your website is doing. It gives you great information on traffic. And so you want to be able to measure the amount of traffic you get over time because maybe your traffic might drop off at some point. And if it does, you want to figure out what's going on so that you can fix whatever problems are going on with your website. If you're getting more traffic, then you want to do more of whatever it is that's causing you to get that, spike in traffic. So let's go ahead and I'm going to just show you this little tidbit. It was really great for me because I'm used to seeing, reports like this that tell me how my whole blog is doing. So for Inner Word Services, this gives me a whole bird's eye view of how Inner Word Services is doing. However, this little tidbit that I'm going to give you today is going to show you how, page by page, how your website is doing or how your blog is doing. So, and that's really more crucial for me at this point because, as you know, each blog post leads to the whole blog. And so, if you're doing things right on an individual page level, more than likely that's going to have a very positive effect on your website or your blog as a whole. So, and I wanted to also point out if you've been following me, you know that I haven't done anything on this blog in a while. There was a period from about 2014 to now where I did absolutely nothing. And the reason for that, to make a long story short, I started the blog in 2013. I blogged for about a year. I saw absolutely no results. I wasn't getting any followers. I wasn't getting any, nobody was doing what I wanted them to do. I had no plan. I had no goals. And so I just really just kind of chucked this, moved on to something else. And then now, because I've learned some things the hard way, I've come back to this and I'm implementing some things that I've learned. And I want to share those things with you. And so that's the reason for the flat line here. So if you see that, don't be alarmed. It's just because I haven't done anything. And so now that I've kind of started getting back into this blog, you can see that my traffic is kind of going, up and down. And that's kind of normal as you get things started again. And, the bad thing about it is all those people that were following me, even though it wasn't the numbers that I wanted, I lost those people. So all the little bit of momentum that I did have built up when I was blogging for that year, all of that is gone. So now I'm really just starting over from scratch. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and just give you this little tidbit and we're going to move ahead. So, when I was on Google Analytics, I was kind of just playing around with some stuff. When you log into your account, if you're used to having a Google Analytics account, this is what you're going to see. Now, if you don't have a Google Analytics account, I would really suggest signing up for it because it's free and it's information that you can totally use to make better business decisions. So if you have a Google Gmail account, which that's my little icon or avatar or whatever for Google Gmail, if you have a Gmail account, then you can use that Gmail account to sign in to your Google Analytics. So go ahead, if you don't have one, get signed up, log in, and then look at this video. If you're already a Google Analytics user, you can kind of walk through this with me or look at the video, after you've logged into your account. So this is what you're going to see. Now, these are the navigation buttons that you'll also see along the left side of your screen. You want to go down to behavior. So let's go to behavior and then it's going to expand. And then you want to go to in-page analytics. So if you already know about this, then just bear with me. This is just so amazing to me, because it gives you that targeted, zeroing in on pages of your blog. So it's saying that it's still loading, so just bear with us here. I don't know if okay, here we go. So this always comes up because I don't have the Chrome extension set up. So this may pop up for you. If it does, no problem. Just click on load in full view. And that's the button I'm going to click on, and it's going to take me to my website. So this is my blog, and I use the word blog and website interchangeably. And as you can see, it's loaded my analytics right onto my blog. So this is the same numbers that I just saw in Google Analytics. See? You can actually see those same numbers. And that's because this is telling me how the entire blog is doing. Now, what I want to do, because I want to know how my most recent blog post is doing. And also, if you look at my blog, you'll see I have some posts here, 2014, um, 2013. And the reason why I have these blog posts that are still, even though they're a little bit dated, the information is still relevant today. And so I put these at the very top because I think someone just landing on my site for the first time would be interested in knowing some of this information. So, what is a virtual assistant? That was written in July of 2013. Now, here's one of my most recent blog posts. So, this one was written on July 9th of this year. So I'm just going to use that, for the sake of this video, to show you just how this particular blog post is doing. And I have a video on here that auto plays. I'm going to cut that off so that it doesn't interfere with our video. Okay, so basically, since the 9th, and today is the 13th, I believe, or the 14th, I'm not sure. Anyway, it's been a few days since this blog post was written, and I have about 94 page views. So people have seen it. It hasn't gotten a lot of traction yet, but it's been seen by some folks. 35 unique page views. People are spending about 2.5 minutes on the page, which is good. I think that's about average. I'll have to look that up. Average page load time is 0. That's wonderful. That means that people are not having to sit around and wait on my page to load. Everything loads quickly. So, if people have to sit around and wait on your page to load, more than likely they're going to click off. So, just, this number needs to be as close to 0 as possible. The bounce rate is 0. I'm very, very happy with that because that means that people, when they land on this page, they like what they see and they continue to read on. If they didn't like, say for instance, I don't know if you've ever done this before, but when you click on a link, you expect to see certain things based on the title or the headline or the picture. You have an expectation when you click on that link to see certain things. So you want what people see when they click on your links. You want them to see what you said that they were going to see. If people click on your link and they see something that doesn't even make sense for the picture that you show them or for the text that you link to, if it makes no sense to them, they're going to click right off and literally just bounce right off your page. So you want that to be as close to 0 as possible. And then the next thing is the exit rate is 26%. So what that means is, and the difference between bounce rate and exit means that, basically when people get to your website, they're going to make a decision on whether your content is great content, or at least it looks to be great content to them and they want to read on, or they're going to say, you know what, this is garbage, I'm going to move on. So, and Google also looks at this when they're ranking your website. So when people click onto your link, they get to your website. if you have people that are going through your website, maybe they look at your article, they click on some other things, that's what you want. You want them to go further into your website. After they read your article, you want them to be interested enough to look at another article, or maybe look at some of your, if you have, say for instance, some downloads or some other information that they can get off of your website that they feel is useful, then they'll hang around for a little while, then they'll exit. And that's what this number represents. Now, the next thing I want to draw your attention to is the little bubbles. So there's some little bubbles here, and you can actually, change the color. You can show the bubbles or not show the bubbles. You can show browser size. I'm not really sure what that means. I'll check into that later. But anyway, you want to take a look at these little bubbles because they are actually showing you where people are clicking at when they get to your page. So all these little bubbles represent where folks have clicked. So that's what you want to know as well. And as you can see, people have clicked on I have a sign up form on my sidebar. People have clicked on my lead magnet, which is the blog post transformation checklist. They have clicked on, let's see, looks like they haven't really clicked on anything other than the blog post checklist, which is fine because that was the reason for writing this blog. So no problem whatsoever. I'm not sure what this add video thing is about, but I'll look into that. And see, that's the other thing. If people are clicking on things that you didn't even know were on your page, and that's my fault for not doing, obviously I didn't do a good job of proofreading, so we need to get that taken care of. So that just gives me some, insight into what I need to do to improve this post. So at the very bottom, it looks like people shared on Pinterest, they shared on Facebook, and it also looks like people have printed this article. So that's really what I want. I want people to click on the article. I want people to share it. I also want people to take something away from the article. So, this is pretty much it's really done a great job of doing what I wanted it to do. Now, it doesn't look like anybody clicked on any of this stuff. So guess what? I'm going to make some changes down in this area. Number one, I only have 6 likes on. I just started my Facebook page. I would really appreciate it if you would go out and just like my Facebook page, and you'll also be able to get our updates there. If you're on Google Plus, if you would follow us on Google Plus, that would be great as well. But it doesn't look like people are really doing too much down here, so I'm going to make some changes in that area. But as you can see, this really gives you some good information on your blog post, not just your entire website. So this is a great tool to use. I hope you'll use it, and I hope this has given you some great information that you can use to make your blog better. I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and I will be doing some additional videos, so I hope to see you soon. Thanks and have a great day.